Hi Virgo, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. This week, your key to the week is the Emperor. So this is you with your nose to the grindstone. So remember, this card is actually ruled by Aries, and Aries is all about that action, energy, passion, drive, moving things forward. Now, even though the Emperor is sat in his chair, make no mistake, this is an energy that knows how to push things forward, that knows how to make things happen. And this week it looks like you are working really hard on something to get something sorted, or maybe even to get something finished. The other thing with this as well, it may very well be that this week you're having to prioritize your time. It may also be that some of you are getting an external push to kind of, you know, whether this is an issue with a boss, which is very possible. If you're the boss, maybe you have an issue with an employee, etc. There's something here that kind of suggests you're having to show up and you're having to work harder than maybe you want to, or you've, you know, maybe than you've needed to in the last however long. So this week, when you feel that external push, just hop to it, make it happen, all right? You know, obviously within what's humanly possible. If you are, I just want to say a massive thank you so much for all of you that purchased your Astro Tarot scopes for the year ahead. It really does mean a lot that you support my work in this way, and I just want to say a massive thank you so much to you. If you haven't got yours yet, you can do so on the link in the description box below. This year I am advising, if you're only going to buy one, make sure it's for your ascendant, because there's even more astrology as part of them. You're going to get a 19+ page document of the big transits that are happening for next year and how they're going to affect your sign. On top of that, you're getting the eclipse overview video, which you will not find on any of my other platforms. It's like 15-16 minutes long. Some interesting juicy tidbits in there, and also you're gonna have the 90-minute video, which is your 12-month breakdown. It's your lunations of the year as well, and how the eclipses are hitting you. There's a whole bunch in there, all right? So you can get that on the link in the description box below. Thank you so much for allowing me to share these things with you from time to time. After all, this is my business and it is how I kind of do things, right? With that said, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, that help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your actions and options this week, you got the Queen of Wands. So an Aries woman may feature for you this week. Absolutely, this is very possible. Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius woman, Emperor, Aries energy, Aries woman. Little teaching moment there. I know you Virgos love to learn, so it's cool. What I will say to you though, this card also represents needing to firm up your boundaries. And because you've got this Emperor card here, I did say you could potentially be having a problem with a boss, or maybe if you're the boss, you're having a problem or an issue with an employee. There's something here where you are having to really put your foot down, or to kind of draw a solid boundary, or to kind of, you know, okay, yeah, thanks, but no thanks, right? Or my friend, she's a really good mum. You know, like some people are just born to be parents. I think she's one of them. So she always says to her kids, like, you can say no, but you have to say no thank you. So when they start acting up or misbehaving, she says no thank you. And their reaction is it's just brilliant. All jokes aside, this is kind of that. There's something here this week where you are having to put your foot down and to be a little bit firmer or sterner about things. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Tower card. I'm really sorry to say this, but there is likely to be a hard conversation, potentially a bust up this week. I hope I'm wrong on this front. I really do. What I will say to you though is the Tower in the communications, it's like you've gone past the point where it can be rectified. Okay, so this is maybe that point where no thank you is not quite cutting it. Maybe you've already given signals and cues to say, this isn't happening. and now at this point you potentially kind of, you know, it explodes in some way. This could be with a boss or a superior, or you as boss having to kind of, you know, be the boss. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this could be a blowout between you and a professor or a lecturer. And the weird thing is, the word that I'm hearing in my mind, I'm really surprised by, because I know Virgos. You guys always hold your deadlines, but there's something here where the issue is a deadline. If you're studying, it may be that you kind of feel, you know what, you gave us this thing, you gave us it really late, you've given us a really crappy deadline, and I'm not ready, and I'm not taking a hit to my studies or my credits because you couldn't pull your finger out and deliver the information on time. There's something here about a deadline that's going on that seems to be, it's like you're really not backing down on this. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, honestly, it looks like there's going to be at least 2 walkouts this week. One of them will probably be permanent, and it's almost like you're just kind of left there like, is anybody else going to put out the fires? Because, you know, the place is on fire. I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm just, you know, I'm trying to make light of what looks like it could potentially be quite a heavy situation. Yours may be the voice of reason. It may also be yours is the one that is shouting the loudest. With, you know, good reason. Don't shoot the messenger. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, some communication with somebody that you work with or alongside is breaking down this week. And I gotta be honest, you know, whenever the tower shows up, I always say to people, whatever survives the tower, you know it's meant to stay. Whether it does or doesn't, you will know after this week. When it comes to those of you that are retired and no longer working, this will probably be within the family dynamic, and it's like you're kind of being pulled in a direction that you actually don't, it's like, I'm not interested in getting into that kind of conversation, but you may not have the chance or the opportunity to kind of say no. For your love and relations, you've got the 2 of Wands. This is nice, okay, especially with the Emperor. So if you and a significant other, if a partner, you know, partnered, married, long-term commitments, the money that you need, especially if it's coming from a larger institution, so loans, bursaries, grants, anything of that nature that you're applying for together, the money that you need is absolutely available to you. What it also suggests as well is there's an interaction with somebody who, you know, like they have that kind of air of like they can never do anything wrong, or they're like that superiority kind of complex. This could be that you're interacting with someone this week where it's like, you know what, it's like you can never just accept that actually maybe this time you're in the wrong, and this could really grate. For those of you that are single and looking, I mean, it's possible to meet someone, and if you are, they'll either be very well educated or very well off. It may be that this is, you know, like the sort of person that's like, they're a little bit of a peacock, and so they don't really know how to kind of turn the charm offensive off, but there's something about them that's very endearing to you, and that could come very much by surprise. Like, you might look at them and just think, why do I find you attractive? Like, you're nothing like what I would usually go for at all. And yet here I am kind of looking at you in that way. So if you're single, this could be a very interesting week. There are potentially some hard conversations to be had though. For your money and materials, you've got the 9 of Cups. The money that you need, whether you're partnered or single, your resources look good this week. That 9 of Cups is something coming to fruition. I gotta say, just because now that I see it with the Tower and the Emperor, it is possible that this could be an inheritance. And obviously, you know, if you're getting an inheritance, it's a sad moment. The money is never going to bring that person back, right? But there's potentially a boost to the finances here that you don't expect to come. For, you know, and that's just one way that this could show up. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this card literally represents healing. You've got this here with the Tower card and the Emperor. Some of you could be having a really hard conversation with a doctor or a medical professional. Maybe you don't like their bedside manner. Maybe you don't like the way they deliver their messages. It could also be that the information that they're giving you is quite overwhelming, you know. This could be, you know, on the heavier side of things. Maybe they come to you and say, look, you know, we have discovered through, you know, tests that we've done that we think you might be pre-diabetic. That can be really, really scary. It's totally manageable, right? But it's not something that anybody wants. But this might really spur you into action to getting on top of your health. It could also be, you know what, those tests that we've done, you're all clear. There's nothing to worry about. So whatever it is, it's potentially overwhelming information, whether it's good or whether it's sort of more challenging, it will still be kind of like, you know, the heart skips a beat. When it comes to the home, I actually really like this. And for those of you that are married, partnered, or in long-term commitments, sometimes a blowout is what you need, you know, to kind of say what you need to say, to air everything out. I mean, it's not great if it is explosive, but, you know, it may clear the air. Either which way, home actually looks very good. It's comfortable, it's warm. It's the communication and the interpersonal stuff that could be a little bit sort of irritating this week. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how you shape up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.